I use this opportunity to thank and to salute the Archbishop Kevin Clements and Archbishop Margaret Idahosa and all the wonderful and great leaders of the ICCC. It's an opportunity, an honor to be with you all during this season. I'm Angela Acha-Morfaw. I live in Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon, and I preside over the Abundant Life Faith Center International. COVID has come, and it feels like what happened with the early church, that the Lord sent persecution into the early church, and it just helped to take the gospel, to spread it. And that is what COVID has come, to do. There's a kind of awakening. We are awakening onto, like, this is not the normal that we are used to. Everything is different. And so we have to sit and to plan and to strategize and to see how the changes that COVID and the pandemic has introduced into our lifestyles, what we need to do to keep the church engaged and to stay relevant. One of the things, that for us in this part of the world has, come to be like a major shift, has to do with our use of virtual services, which was something we were not so used to in the past. We are a communal people. And indeed, when we talk of fellowship, it's a time where we really come together and be with each other. But now that communality in our way of existing and our way of living has been removed, and we're not used to these distances. And even like seeing each other, not hugging each other, embracing each other, and giving high fives because of COVID. It's new to us, and we are trying to adapt to it. And while we thought maybe, things were dying down, recently it's like everything is coming on all over again. So we just have to keep adjusting to the changes that the pandemic is introducing. But that is not very adaptable in our environment. We have limited systems that we can use to stay engaged with the people at different levels.
Got it.
Now, when we talk of a virtual service, most people don't have good telephones or good iPads or tablets. And even those that do, the connectivity is very unpredictable. Like right now, I'm just praying that we don't start and then middle of the way. What? My personal biggest challenge has been this fact of reaching the people and engaging with them. It's been basically the only method that we've been using, on engaging the people and staying the course.
So in your case, it's more the one-on-one interpersonal, kind of like what Bishop Natasha was saying, that you're more personal, more relatable, more direct to the person.
Exactly. Okay. That's been our method, in the sense that the people like to hear from you directly.
Sure.
The people like to stay in touch with you directly. And so even if you're delegating and others are doing, as long as you are not there, they are not seeing you, they are not hearing you, it's not the same thing.
So it's a pull on, so you're saying it's still a pull on the senior leader kind of model that the people are looking for in your region?
it's still that, and we're trying to change that course. We're trying to make sure that we break down that order.
Okay.
And empower every person at every level.
Yes.
Such that whatever is delegated,
yes,
to individuals,
yes,
you see the individual that is responsible for that assignment or that task.
Sure.
And the others, they withdraw. You can be at the background and counsel and guide, but you have to impose the leader that a task has been assigned to, such that they can carry it out effectively. And this has been a challenge. If the clock were to be rewound and we had to go back, I would say that what the pandemic has done for us has been to open our eyes to other kind of possibilities, to other kind of effectiveness. Because right now we're focusing on three things: the leader, the team, and the goal. And when we focus on these three, our emphasis has always been, but now we're really trying to drum it in, has always been the kind of servant leadership. You know, legacy leadership.
Okay.
And so now we're narrowing it down to, we look at the leader, we look at the team, and we look at the goal. Yeah. And so we are making sure that we are able to build in an effective team system that can federate the giftings, you know, in the body, and then we can then together accomplish the goal.
Sure.
There are things we're doing today that we wouldn't have imagined doing it before the COVID. Like Bishop Owiti is saying, Archbishop Owiti is saying, we have to reduce the number, the length of time we stay in church. And the services are still as impactful as when we used to meet for 4 hours and for 5 hours. Now we meet for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and you know, everybody feels happy. Yeah. So these are things that COVID have introduced to us. It is making us to know and to perceive that no time for, you know, exigencies, just go straight to the point. And that's what we are doing. Even in the way the message comes, you know, you don't spend so much time, you know, just rambling all over unnecessary things. You just hit right to the goal and right to the point. And at the end of the day, people are more blessed because now we are more focused on reoriented. We focus on the one thing needful, and we don't go out of that. So if every day we just keep hitting on the focus, it keeps every person prepared, and it keeps every person also focused on the relevant things. I think there's been a lot of waste before COVID in just about every area, you know, waste in resources, waste in time, waste in just many areas. But with the introduction of COVID, the fear factor, you know, like many other speakers have spoken, is also there. And so you don't want to, you're not preaching messages in what we'll call in French, appropriate. You know, you're bringing messages that are relevant and that are impactful and that will bring the right changes in the lives of the people. It's not just the dynamics of rhetoric. No, you want to bring the gospel in power and in truth that will bring lasting change and transformation in the lives of the people. And you don't need 4 hours to do that.
That's right.
1 hour, 30 minutes is good for everything to happen. What I will encourage them to do is we must learn to move with the clouds. We must learn to walk with the Spirit. And any person that has the Spirit of God within him will see that we are in the season of the church within the church. That we don't just dwell, in the church as usual of yesterday. We've moved from yesterday and we are living in the today. This we are seeing is the new normal. We're never going to go back to the old times, If, like the Bible says, all things have passed away, and behold, everything has become new. So this is the new normal, and this is what we have to live with, and this is what we have to deal with. If you keep holding on to the dead, it's like you're holding on to a dead horse. It is dead and it is gone. Let's move with the tides. Let's move with the cloud. If the cloud moves and you stay behind, then you're on your own. Then you're not doing the work of God. You're beginning to do your own thing. So what I will say to them is, it comes with a lot of challenge, especially if you are of a certain age bracket, but there is nothing that the Spirit of God cannot empower you to do. This is the age of technology, and we must open up ourselves to this technological change and adapt to it. We all have sons, daughters, equipped, talented people in the ministry, which at the end of the day, it is not you that is doing it. You just delegate them and empower them, and they do it for you, and you keep doing your own part of equipping the saints. Yeah. But if you don't allow it, then it cannot be done. So you'll be hindering the move of God and the move of the Spirit in your midst. Yeah. So all I will say to them is, we can adapt. Life is you and I adjusting to every day as it comes and the issues that come with it. Adjust to this new change, and the Spirit of God will enable you effectively to do so.